Hey everyone, welcome on back to the channel on this sunny day over here in Orlando, Florida. Hope that you're doing well over there in your part of the world. Let us move on in Inner Visions. We're going to move on into the next track, which is going to be Living for the City. Got a nice cool iced cup of matcha. You wouldn't call this a cup, I guess a glass, if you will. Ready to enjoy the day, ready to enjoy some good music after the fabulous visions. I'm excited to get into this one. We'll talk about it after, but for now, let's let the music ride. Let's go.
A boy's born in hot that Mississippi, surrounded by four walls that ain't so pretty. His parents give him love and affection to keep him strong, moving in the right direction, living just enough for the city.
That line sounds a little familiar.
His father works some days for 14 hours, and you can bet he barely makes $1. His mother goes to scrub the floors for many, and you best believe she hardly gets a penny, living just enough,
Great lyrics.
enough for the city.
And a strong, powerful bass line. Ooh, that's cool. That's so nice, the way he vocalizes dancing on those synth lines.
His sister's like,
Oh
but
yeah.
she is shown up pretty. Her skirt is short, but Lord, her legs are sturdy. To walk to school, she's got to get up early. Her clothes are old, but never are they dirty. Living just enough for the city.
It's telling a very involving story within this great group.
He's got more sense than many. His patience long, but soon he won't have any. To find a job is like a haystack needle. 'Cause where he lives, they don't use colored people. Living just enough for the city.
It's a song that'll make you move and make you think. This is the best part. That's fantastic. Hear that synthy bass going off there? Just growling underneath it all. Tight drumming too. This little segment is so progressive and jazzy. Like fusion-y. That's great.
Hey, bus driver, I'm getting on that horn.
What an awesome track this is. It has everything to it.
Thanks a lot. Wow. New York, just like I pictured it. Skyscrapers and everything.
Hey, brother. Hey, come here, Slick. Hey, you look hip, man. Hey, you wanna make yourself $5, man?
Yeah, brother.
Hey, look here, run this across the street for me right quick, okay? Run this across the street for me.
Hey. What? Huh? I didn't know. What? I'm just going across the street.
Got implicated in some things, guilty by association,
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Let's go.
and barely said hi.
Your peers having found you guilty. 10 years.
What?
Come on. Get in that cell, nigga.
God, Lord.
I tell you, this track has story, groove, power, depth. Even Stevie's singing here is so much more braver. Powerful lyrics. Coming back to this segment, but now it's like morning. Right? Oh man. And it's leading into Golden Lady. Listen, we'll cover that in a moment. But listen, that has to be one of the maybe I'm going too far, but that has to be one of the most poignant tracks of its time. Obviously now still, but like this just has to be one of those tracks that I can imagine when people listen to it, maybe you got stuck in the groove, maybe you got caught in that that energized rhythm, the cadence of Steve himself, those beautiful segments where he's dancing vocally on top of the synths. I mean, it has everything, the pounding groove, the bass line, the movements of it all. You got stuck in the groove. I can imagine on a first listen for people at the time when this was released, just like enjoying it, dancing to it. Maybe it was a party song, but listen to those lyrics. Do you hear what he's saying? This is a tragedy. Really, this is a real life, true to form tragedy that's happened and still happens today, historical and present day. This is such a good track. The line where he actually repeats and sings, for the city. I did that totally off, but I've heard that before, but I have not heard the rest of this song. So that's probably one of those choruses I've heard at some point, maybe on the radio or whatever, but I've definitely never heard the song in completion. So this is a first listen. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm going to talk about the story and the music because they actually relate to each other very, very well. So in the verses in the beginning, it's just kind of setting us up from this family from perhaps little means, and parents are working hard, working to the bone, basically describing the black experience in America, right? At this time, it says, boy born, hard time in Mississippi. So, and obviously during like civil rights era. It's just describing this family. They're working hard for the children, living for the city in a sense. Definitely family based, and the kids are smart. Trying to keep hope, trying to reach out for a future. In a hard time in an almost impossible time, you could say. So you have that little setup, which kind of gives you a little bit of like this is going to go good, coming from hard times, and eventually we're going to see in the story that it gets into like a happy ending, basically. But absolutely not. Hold on, before we get there, listen to the music in the beginning. It's jamming, it's poppy, it's moving, it's grooving, it's so rhythmic. Those little sections that I mentioned where Stevie is dancing on top of the synths vocally, da 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 da, like that part, it's so like exuberating. It's just so joyous. Like there's a bright future for us that we're going to reach out for. And then the female vocalists come in as well to back that up. It's just a really, we're going for it kind of energy that you get from that point. However, at one point, the fourth verse, it says, in describing each of the family members from this family, her brother's smart, he's got more sense than many, his patience long, but soon he won't have any. To find a job is like a haystack needle, because where he lives, they don't use colored people. Living just enough for the city. So even as you go through the verses, the last line of each verse, living just enough for the city, it kind of like begins to degrade the small sense of security that we're given in the audience, right? Slowly begins to degrade that. So obviously we're getting the story where, searching and leaving your home for better opportunities. In this case, it looks like we're moving from Mississippi to New York City, because the interlude that happens about 3/4 of the way through says, bus for New York City. Hey, bus driver, I'm getting on there. Hold it. Thanks a lot. Wow, New York, just like I pictured it. So imagine coming from this small town that had a racial divide and getting to this place that you've heard so much about, New York City. Wow, this is a place where I can have new opportunities. This is the place where I can make a new start and perhaps, in a sense, bring my family up with me. Like that is beautiful. There's that hope. And then immediately those hopes are just decimated. He, I wouldn't even say gets involved with the wrong person, and yet just basically says hi. This stranger approaches him, says, hey, you want to make a quick buck or whatever? And before he can even really involve himself or say yes or no, already the police come, arrest the stranger who approached him, but also the main character, the brother who left his family, probably just because they look the same. Hey, we got two black guys, as evidenced by their racist terms that are used later on. As evidenced by that, they saw them, said, hey, we got two of them. Take them both away. And of course, the brother is like, whoa. I just got off the bus. I just got here. I have nothing to do with anything. No. They didn't want to hear it. And what happens at the end? Turn your hands, or put your hands behind your back. Let's go. A jury of peers have found you guilty 10 years. Come on, get in that cell. And that is that is based in history. Now, what I love about this track is that we see that movement in the story, in the lyrics, but listen to it musically. From the initial groove, after this happens, after this interlude, the music changes slightly. For example, that small segment where where he bounces on the synths, da 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 da, like that part, you still have that later on, but the synths sound just a little bit more dreary. And now the female singer that's featured there isn't singing in those high notes that were so inspirational and motivated, but now kind of singing a lot lower pitch and almost more in mourning. And in the verse, after the arrest and after spending those 10 years, basically, it says, his hair is long, his feet are hard and gritty. He spends his life walking the streets of New York City. He's almost dead from breathing in air pollution. He tried to vote, but to him there's no solution. Living just enough for the city. At that point, in that verse, Stevie's voice completely changes. And he goes from this soulful, well-rounded, light on his feet and in the air, singing, to gravelly, gritty, dirty. The city has changed him. Life has changed him. The inequalities and unfairness of the times have changed him through and though no fault of his own. I think that this is just a mind-blowing song. This is one of those tracks. There's one of those tracks every so often. I think that this is one of them. Visions was an amazing track. And I wasn't really thinking in my head, nothing can beat this, but I just had very high expectations. And I didn't expect those expectations to be immediately met and maybe even surpassed on the next song. This was incredible. Really, just absolutely incredible. What a great melding of instrumentation and lyricism. And all of that comes into the great melting pot that is songwriting. Please, 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 please let me know what you guys thought of this track. Please let me know that in the comments down below. You can, of course, just stop by and say hi down there as well. I'm always swinging around. Press the like button if you enjoyed the video. Support what I do over on Patreon for as little as $2 a month. It helps me. It goes a long way. But yeah, otherwise, I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope that this song made you feel a little bit of something. Hopefully it brought your day up a little bit. Maybe made you think, made you feel something. So have a wonderful one, guys, and I will see you all later.